Yo, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel for some more coaching with subscribers. Today, we got some gameplay from the boy Astro. We're going to be going through, breaking down his gameplay, showing you what he did well and things I think he could have done a bit better. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I did mention to Astro that maybe we could try getting the quality a bit higher for the next video, so I do apologize if it's a little bit blurry, but I think the principles and everything else should be okay to still follow. So first of all, I actually coached him in a mechanic session, and yo, this guy can shoot. This guy can shoot, but he's stuck around the platinum diamond level. So we're going to see what can elevate him even further, because pure gun skill wise, honestly, he's up there with some of the crimsons and iridescents I've played. Like, really good gun skill. So we're going to go through, and yeah, I'm just going to break it down. Let's go across. Okay, so right now he's going across to the right. So in this scenario, I'm actually going to paint a picture of what I think is going to happen, and when it actually happens, we can kind of address it. So the red team in this case is going to be Astro's team. We're going to make Astro number one just to make it nice and easy. He ends up going through and getting the first kill. He now goes across. So in this scenario, he knows that this right side is normally is basically clear, right? His teammates are going through, and this is kind of the setup they have. They don't have a lot of map control. They're kind of fighting these mid steps. They're kind of pushing through. In this situation, okay, if I'm the blue team, I got someone around the vending, maybe someone like on these stairs, maybe someone else around there, and then we have one more player loose, the guy that Astro just killed. So right now, there's a chance that that player can pick up the pinch, okay? So Astro has to go through, and right now it really comes down to timing. Timing is kind of everything. When you're making this play on the pinch here, it really does come down to timing. So there's a few variables that we need to consider as Astro goes through, okay? The first thing is what he's actually trying to do and what his goal is. So his goal here is to go through this left area, go up the stairs, and try to get behind the enemy team like this. If he can get behind there and kind of take up this space, he's done a really good job. The problem he has, the downfall he has, if he dies here, he's lost that life. Let's say he dies here, his enemies are then going to like watch middle, knowing the enemies are coming through this area, and they funnel through, and they're probably going to lose a lot of time here. So it really does come down to timing and just playing well. So let's see what happens there. So again, really good kill there. He gets another kill. Just back away. The reason I'm backing away now is because I'm very interested in the names. For me, the names are very important. I don't mind this off the break going far right, but I would have preferred just going straight to the hill and then from there making a decision, but I don't mind it. He goes through, he takes out one. Again, it's a bit blurry, so we're not able to see the names fully, but you see his teammates die there, so that we know there's two through middle. He's going to go across. You see, again, great play. You know, he's taking his time, gets a third. Perfect. Good kill there. So now he's going to pinch them. Let's see what he does. The player he killed now, the player he killed earlier has now spawned up, okay? So Astro killed this player. He dies, he spawns back there. Then the next player comes through and he kills him as well. So right now I would say to be a bit cautious, because the player he originally killed will now spawn here. Just so you guys are aware, the spawns on this hill are around there and around there, okay? So we're on the same page. So right now as we go through, Astro should be a bit cautious because the player he killed earlier will be pushing up here. So right now let's see what he does. This guy is going to be dead. The player he killed earlier is going to be pushing up here. So he's trying to get through, but he has to be cautious. I'm going to expect the player to be on these stairs here. That's what I think. So I would have expected him to be on those stairs there. He's going to go through, and good stun there, goes behind them. Okay, so they end up pinching. Really good play there. So now you can see they have middle map control. In this scenario, if you don't know where the enemies are going to spawn, there's one way to find out. If you look at your mini map, you can see three arrows, okay? Again, I know it's a bit blurry, but we'll make the best out of the scenario. So right now we can see three. Let me back away slightly. You back away slightly. Go to about there. Perfect. So right now we can see three red dots on the minimap, okay? So we have one, which is me, in this case Astro, which is right here. Then we have another one which is around there, another one around there. So there's three of us, okay? So in terms of tac maps, if we look through, we have this much map control. We don't know where anyone else is, but we know one spawn point's here and one spawn point's here. So all I want to do right now is use the minimap. So we're going to look at the minimap, look at the minimap together. We go through. As soon as you look at the minimap, look how his teammate spawns right there. You see how his teammate spawns right there? He then knows the enemy are going to be spawning right there. So he reads it really well. Turns around, again, great read. He's going to watch his angle now. So really good stuff here from Astro. Great awareness so far. Good gun skill. And so far, I've not seen anything crazy in terms of mistakes. Really good stuff here. I would say right now, a good play would be chucking a Semtex, simply because he knows they're coming through. There you go. Perfect. So he chucks a Semtex, holds the angle, gets one. Again, right now, really good gameplay. I'm not seeing any problems. I think that could have been avoided there. In that scenario, you can see he goes through. Again, he's holding the right there. Good play. I think this comes down to communication as well. I think right now, one thing Astro could have done better here is you can see his teammate. His teammate's watching behind. He's not really watching anything. So what he could have done, if you actually look at the setup, what we have now, we have something like this. We have something like this right now where Astro and the boys are like on the rotation. They're on this left side of the hill. And what I would have said to my teammate here is pick up my left esky. So again, small detail there, but maybe if he called that out to his teammate could have picked up the left esky. Because if you actually look where his teammate was actually sitting right there, right? Which honestly wasn't really doing anything. His teammate was sitting around there, watching nothing, where he could have been watching the left esky for him, and then they could have set up a pinch. So just a small detail. I think he maybe could have communicated to his teammate, yo, watch my left, watch my left. Instead, he maybe doesn't. He ends up getting taken out. That's one goes through. Let's see what happens on the P2 now, because really good start there. Great start. He's going to go across. Let's see exactly how they break and hold the P2. So he's going to go through here, and again, as an assault rifle, he's doing a fantastic job. He's watching over his teammates, making sure no one's pushing through. Really good job there. He's going to go across, and let's see what happens there. Okay, so his teammate ends up getting spawned. So as soon as they get spawned here, I think Astro does identify this as well, which is really good. His teammate calls it out, and they know now that the enemies are spawning for P2 on the other side. So they're going to spawn around there, and then Astro's team's going to spawn around there, okay? So right now it's completely flipped. So if I'm Astro right now, the power position I want him to get to is this area here. I want Astro to be on this tank right here with his teammates, maybe someone around there, someone around hill, and then the other guy kind of supporting wherever needs help. So maybe he's watching over as well. He helps middle, depending on where the enemies come from. But the blue team are more than likely going to be coming through this bottom area, maybe sending like 3 through there, maybe sending 1 through middle, something like this. So I want to see Astro transition from where he is now, which is right there. I want to see him turn around and get to this tank as quick as possible. Okay, let's see what he does here. He's going to go through. He's going to go through. He's going to pre-aim it. Great kill. And this right here, this is the thing I want to see just a little bit more. It's a little bit more pacing. So I think this is something that we spoke about in our private game as well. It's just the pacing getting somewhere. Right now is a perfect example. You see exactly what I wanted him to do, right? I wanted him to do is get to that head glitch. He played it really well. You see right there. But this is where I want to see a bit more urgency. In this moment right now, he knows he's got the timing. He knows he got the kills as well. Get there as quick as possible so that he can set up on this head glitch. This player right there that he kills, he would have killed him anyways from this head glitch, but he would have just stopped the enemy reinforcements there. So again, really small detail here, but having that extra pacing, being a little bit quicker here, Astro would have made a difference. Let's see what happens. You see how he's taking his time, he's crouching. Again, great shots. He played it really well, but the problem you have now is, again, taking your time. Now they're able to push through, and you now sprinting, they're going to be ready for the gunfight. As you see, they're ready for it, right? So small detail, but just try and get to that power spot as quick as possible there. Just a little bit quicker there, and you would have been good to go, because now your team will dies. And now you guys are on the back foot, okay? So you know they're on your left here. So he goes through. One thing I would say as well, honestly, a few more like pre-aims and kind of crack aiming and stuff. I feel like in this lobby he's getting away with it, but against better people when they're like set on head glitches and stuff, I feel like he could do a bit more with pre-aims, and I feel like sometimes he's kind of running out in the open, but he, you know, to be fair, he is like kind of a sly cancelling and crack aiming, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah, goes through. There's gonna be one on the old hard point. Let's see what he does there. So he gets him quite weak. He's going to go towards boxes now. Okay, interesting. So he's going to hold boxes from this angle. So now he's got the far right. So again, he's going to be positioned somewhere around boxes. Let's just go through and see what's happening here. So we're now approaching P3. So we're approaching the third hard point in the game. The spawns are going to be around there and around there. So in terms of holding the spawns, they've got the good side of the map. They've got a lead. Everything's going well for this blue team here right now. Sorry, for this red team here. Everything's going well for this red team. They got everything under control in terms of the map position. We know that one person, if you look at the minimap right there, one person is parallel to me. So I'm going to assume he's around there. Okay, so again, this is how I know from the minimap. I have 2 teammates fighting him that look like they're around there. Remember, we're the red team in this scenario. So it looks like I have 2 teammates fighting around there. One of my teammates haven't spawned up yet, but I think it's safe to assume that my 4th teammate is going to spawn behind me around there. The blue people are probably going to have maybe 1 or 2 coming through spawns like that, and then 1 player on the old hill. So this is the setup I'm thinking over my head, and this is the picture I'm trying to paint, okay? So right now, again, what I want to see is a bit more map pressure from the red. I think Astro himself is actually doing pretty good in terms of the map pressure he's putting on. But again, maybe just as a team, they need to have more map pressure, and maybe that's something Astro can work towards. So right now you see he gives up boxes and then goes to the right again. So I understand why he did that, a bit of hesitation. He thought that maybe they needed help, so he goes through, backs away. When you come back, very, very, very important to be ready for the gunfight, which he did a fantastic job at. So he gets one, but his teammate gets another one. He now knows the other guy's on his left here. Let's see what he does. He's going to hold the angle. He's just going to hold it. Again, great play there. Gets another kill. Fantastic play. Let's see what he does in this scenario. So he's going to go through. And this is where I think he could be a bit more of a leader. This is where I think he can be a bit more of a leader. That play right there, I think he needs to just be a bit more of a leader and command his troops a bit more, okay? So what I would say right now, Astro, is right here. You've got one person on the hill, one person on the left. You should try to get somebody on your team to push up the middle area. For me, having middle is everything. Just having this middle area is everything. Because once you have that, you're really putting them in a trap. There's really hard for them to do anything from there. So I would have recommended having somebody hold middle and push up. And what he ends up doing now, chat, is he goes to the right and he tries to pre-aim. So he tries to pinch. For me, this pinch is one of those plays where you don't need to do it. And if it goes wrong, it really messes up your team. Because, let's play this out. Astra goes through and dies here. When he dies, he spawns back there. What happens now? The player on the hill now has to respond to boxes being open. Now boxes is open, you've completely lost your map control, right? And now if they get the kill on the hill, if they get this kill as well, they've completely taken over the hill just from 2 kills. So I would always recommend being a bit cautious there. It's one of those high risk, high reward plays. If it goes well, if he gets his kill when he spawns out, then what Astro can do is push around, maybe be annoying and get behind them, right? So it's one of those plays where if you die, you're potentially losing the point for your team. So you have to be willing to do that. He ends up dying there, he goes through, his teammates die as well. I do expect them to lose the point here. Let's see what happens. Just like I said, they're holding it from the back now. Their teammates do a good job, but they lose boxes. So again, just like I mentioned, they lose box control, and you can see they lose middle map control as well. So I have a recommendation here, because now they lose spawns as well. So Astra, I think right here, bro, one thing I would recommend, especially in a 4-stack, if you're going to push through that right-hand side, right? Like if you're going to push this right-hand side, I don't mind it if you have a backup plan. I don't mind you pushing up if your teammates have a backup plan, if you've got more map control. So you see how you got one teammate right there on the middle. So you do actually have a teammate middle now, which is great. You have one teammate middle, one teammate kind of watching the left. This is one of those scenarios where basically as a team, you guys have to do a better job with playing your life. This was your exact setup you have right now. This is it. But what ends up happening is you guys have a really important power position right there, and you're pushed out as well. Now, what ended up happening is you both died at the same time, and you gave up this whole control. So you guys need to decide whether you want to, maybe one of you push out, one of you not. Maybe, you know, one of you play your life a bit more effectively. Or if you just look at this and say, you know what, this is bad timing. Because when my teammate died, I also died. And we gave up the whole mid-map control. But it was bad timing, because one of us wins those gunfights, you know, it's completely different. So it's up to you guys how you look at it. Me personally, I feel like it is a bit of bad timing. It's not the end of the world there, but I don't really like going for this far right area, to be honest. I just want to make sure we have middle kind of locked down. And I know you're in flow right now, you're kind of running forward, but right now to me, this just looks like a bad push if I pulled right here. Again, in flow, I understand you're not going to stand there and pulls, right? But if we can see our teammates now dead, it comes down to timing as well. You see how you're running around the corner? If they were ready for this push, if they were on this head glitch, they're going to kill you. And this is kind of what I mentioned earlier as well. One thing I noticed about you is you're constantly sliding around the corners, not really ready for a gunfight, and you're simply relying on your reaction and your skill level, which I think is really good, really high level skill, but it's not a good play. I think your skill is really good, but I want to see a bit more like predictions and pre-aiming and playing a little bit slower around certain corners and just being more ready instead of just slide cancelling and kind of engaging in gunfights, okay? Right now, it's a perfect scenario, perfect scenario. I want to see what happens when you die here and the domino effect it has and what I think you could do a bit better. So right now, this part of your game I think we could definitely work on is right here, the patience, okay? As your teammate goes through right now, first of all, you need to have an AR out. Why? Because they're not on the hill right now. But what that means is they're going to be coming through either these stairs or these eskies, more than likely, okay? There is someone on the right around the boxes area, but for now, we're focusing on this area and this area. You should have your AR out ready for these gunfights, okay? You should be going to the left here, positioning round and stopping them from getting on the hill. Now, this is really important. As soon as you realize your team dies right now, you get this kill? Great. Right now, you should identify, okay, my teammate spawned out. What does that mean? If we look at tac maps here, if we look at tac maps together, by the way, I'm just checking OBS every few seconds just to make sure my mic is still connected, because sometimes it cuts off. So I just want to make sure it's still connected. That's why I'm kind of pausing it randomly. But in this scenario, if we kind of look through what's going on, you are standing right here. You're in a fantastic position. However, your teammate has just spawned out and the other two are dead. So right now we can see a couple of features here. One, we have one teammate on the minimap that just spawned up, and we have two other people that have just died. So that means my team currently will have the bad spawns. So I'm expecting my team to spawn on the other side of the map here. This is the most important thing I want you guys to take away from this. If you guys get 4-pieced, if you guys get 4 downed, it's really hard for you guys to regain because they cut all the lanes. They basically have all the cuts, okay? So for me, you right now, if you can play your life here and just buy time for your team, every second you buy is allowing them to get closer and closer, you see? Imagine if this guy now, instead of being up here in middle, because he knows you're behind him, imagine he's turning around, just pre-aiming you, waiting for you to overcommit. Even if you buy 5-10 seconds there, those 5-10 seconds allow the rest of your team to progress through the map. And then imagine perfect scenario, you play your life, one of them watches the front, they end up killing him. Now this guy turns around. As he turns around, you push forward. You see, you set up a pinch. It's a lot harder for the blue team to deal with this than it is to deal with this. When all your arrows are one way, it's very, very easy. Why? Because they set up like this. That's it. They set up like this. Now, they have no issue. That's very easy for the blue team. But if you, instead of being with your team or behind like this, one of them has to back away, turns around. This guy maybe has to turn around as well because he doesn't know where you are. Maybe he comes to chase you. You play your life in a corner, for example. This guy maybe turns around, wherever it may be. You're a difficult target. Now gaps open up. Because box is given up, guess what? Gaps open up. You go through. You see? It all comes down to that gap. And the gap is only available if you play your life here. Instead of running right now, play your life. There's too many of them to be here for you. There's way too many of them to fight. And again, you're running in, he short jumps you, gets a kill. Great play from him. You go through. And now look, now you're all spawning this side. It's very, very easy. If I'm your opponent now, I'm so happy. Why? Because you're all coming through the front. I don't even have to worry about you guys. I know I can hold the angle with the head glitch. In a game like Call of Duty, with how quick you die, they're just going to be able to beam you. So look, you're going through, just like I mentioned, 4 go through the front. Your teammate's by himself. You go through. You're all trying to slide in. It might end up working out, but it shouldn't. It really shouldn't. So right now, again, it works out. I think the enemy's trolled there. They still end up trading it, but I think they should have done a better job regardless. So you can just see though, small mistakes. It's nothing to do with your gun skill, okay? It's just about having that discipline and having that leadership to be like, all right, I'm gonna play my life here. I'm gonna play smarter. And I think there's a few things you could do slightly better with that, okay? Right now, great stun. Good job playing your life here. This is the kind of stuff I want to see more of. Playing your life really well. Good stuff there. Great play. You chuck a nade. Again, when you're in those power spots, I don't have a problem with how you're playing. One thing I would say again, leadership, okay? I want to see you right now command your team. Why? Because I'm seeing a big gap in your setup right now. If I showed you the setup, I want you guys to help me identify the gap. This is the setup right now we have, okay? For me, there's a big, obvious gap that we're kind of missing here. And it's simply the flank, okay? If I'm the red team and that you know the red team's coming through this area, right? You know they're pushing through this area. Maybe they send 2 people here. Think about it. The guy from P3, all he has to do is travel around, go for a flank, and he gets a 3-piece right here. So you should have somebody picking that up, being cautious of it, just in case that happens. Just have this area covered, even if you're standing back here, and you watch it and then you go back to help them, just do something to have that covered. Now this may not necessarily have to be you, but considering you guys are playing as a 4-stack, somebody should have this. So we're gonna take our time, we're gonna wait till it happens. We're gonna wait, and no one picks up the whole time. No one picks up the whole time until now, but that's way too long for me. Again, that's like 10 seconds. They could have easily been there, okay? Great kill there, and there you go, you get pinched. Just like I mentioned, which is perfect. Why? Because we can learn from it. So just like I mentioned, you go through and you end up getting pinched there. So let's back away and see what happens there. So you guys hold in the front, Again, right now, I think one of you needs to be playing the pinch. You go through, you go towards boxes. Your teammate's kind of picking up the pinch right now, and you guys are just getting trapped now. So you take out one, but look at that guy. Imagine if he was there 3 seconds earlier. He would have got a 3-piece here, and that's what it comes down to right now. He ends up coming in about 5 seconds. Imagine if he came in 3 seconds out of 5. He would be right behind you for a 3-piece. So we need to avoid stuff like that, okay? We can't be giving them those free flanks in case the timing works out for them. Great play here, great kill. Fantastic kill. You know the rest are coming from. One's on your left, one's on your right. Again, you're playing this more like a sub. Like right there, just take your time. Hold the angle. Your teammate's coming through. Just play a power position. Just sit up here. They're going to be boxes now. Yeah. So again, right now, in this scenario, chasing this first player, I understand why you're chasing him. I think right now it looks like he maybe went through middle. He maybe retreated. But in this scenario, you stand up here. I would like to see you go to that head glitch right there. Your teammates are behind you. And this is another problem for me. Like, you're just running in, and you're trying to square up into this gunfight. Now, you have really good gun skill. You have really good gun skill. But this is just not a gunfight you need to take. Like, this isn't a gunfight you need to take consistently because you're not going to win it against people your level or better than you. And I think that's what you need to work on. Having that discipline in those scenarios. Just saying, you know what? Instead of going to the head glitch, instead of challenging the head glitch, let me play in a better position. You now know they're spawning in front of you here. Again, I want to see you ready for a gunfight here. Let's see if you're ready. There you go. You're ready for a gunfight. Fantastic. So when you're ready for a gunfight, you're doing a great job. 13 seconds left. There's no reason. You don't need to be here, bro. 13 seconds left there, okay? Your teammates, you have 3 teammates on the left right now. You get this kill. You know they're spawning on your right. You have 3 teammates on the left here with 15 seconds left. there is absolutely no need for you to be here. Why? Because your teammates are going to get this time regardless. You going through, you doing this, for me is irrelevant because they're going to get that time anyways. You might as well rotate. You might as well settle for the new time. I trust you and your gun skill to single-handedly stop them from getting on the hill. I trust you right now. And let me show you what I would have preferred. If we look at TAC maps, when you were standing right there, you had a teammate there. So again, we're the red team right now. This is you and TAC maps, okay? This was kind of your setup, something like this, whatever it was, something similar. We knew at this point, the blue team was spawning back there because you pre-aimed it. You pre-aimed Rey Mysterio there and you fried him, okay? So we know the blue team is spawning there. One of them pushes through and you kill him. But during this time, where are the rest of his teammates? Let's imagine one's pushed to the outskirts, okay? There's a chance that one is rotated towards new and there's another chance that the other guy's going to go through here, something like that. As soon as you kill this player, your job now should be maintaining this area. Imagine if I said to you, where do you want to be right now with 15 seconds left? You would love to be in a position like this, where you're stopping them from going through, or like this, somewhere like around this bridge, trying to stop them, trying to keep them trapped on this left side of the map. That's your goal here. You should be keeping them trapped here for the next 10 seconds so that it's harder for them to break out. But instead, this is what you do. You don't really contest them. You let them have it. As soon as you get this kill, they're going to spawn back there, by the way. Nothing crazy. You actually give it up and run there. So now you're doing this. But even if this guy, let's say you kill this opponent when you fought him, you've just given up the whole of P5. Now they know where you're spawning. They're going to set up middle. They're going to push up. They're going to get more map control than you. So it all comes down to map control. And now look how far you spawn. You go through and guess what? They've got someone there. That player that's shooting you right now is the player that you would have stopped. That's this player right here. This player you could have stopped earlier. But now you're seeing the domino effect, you see? And this is why it comes down to thinking three, thinking 5 steps ahead. Again, gun skill, you got great gun skill, but you're taking challenges you're not going to win against better players, but you're taking them because you're confident. I don't mind it. However, right now, you're just not winning this one. You're not winning this one. He's going to go through, and now you're delayed again, okay? So in these scenarios, now you're going to be constantly delayed. You're spawning back again. Take your time. Don't take silly challenges. Work as a team. Right now, I want to see you with an AR watching over your teammates. I don't love this push from middle. I would have seen you with an AR. I would have preferred you with an AR. Again, you're pushing through a power spot. They're just going to preempt you. Same thing. So I predicted it before it even happened. And it's just about obvious things. Like when you're in a power spot, you are excellent. But plays like this, bro, I want to see you work on. Obviously, it's very obvious now that they're going to have people around the hill, right? Because they've got someone there. So I want to see you be like, right, they got people around the hill. I need to lock in. I need to be ready for gunfight. So right now, I need to be shouldering this. But look what you do. You slide cancel out. And this is the slide cancel I want to see you work on. It's not just slide cancelling out in the open. Because plays like this, you see? You end up dying because they're pre-aiming you. Nothing to do with gun skill. And now your teammate's dead. It's a 2v2. And your teammates luckily end up winning the gunfights. But what if they didn't win that? What if your teammates didn't get a 3-piece there? You would have been back to square one, you see? So I don't want you to rely on your teammates getting a 3-piece because your gun skill is so good, but I want to see you set yourself up in better positions to not rely on that. Like right now, I guarantee you get some kills here because of your position. Like I can guarantee you're going to get loads of kills there. Gonna go through. We know there's someone on your left through middle like that. Like I always have faith in you to win those gunfights. Like look at that, just like I mentioned, 2-piece, 3. I called it. As soon as you get a good spot, you get a 3-piece. It's not a coincidence. It's not like I made a crazy call. No, when you're in position and you know where they're coming from, you're confident in your gun skill and you take over. But there's certain times where you're too slow to a position, or you're late to a position and you're simply just running at them. You're simply just too fast. So you're either too slow or too fast. It all comes down to pacing, okay? Right, there's another perfect example. You knew where they were coming from. They were coming through the left. Nope. Okay, they're coming through the right stairs. And again, you kind of slide out into the open. If they're not here, they're going to be in the right stairs. Look what you're doing. You're tweaking too much. You're double tapping Y. You're turning around. You're running with your pistol. If I pause this right now, look at your actual position. I know you play a high sensitivity as well. It looks cracked. It looks good. But these are the micro things we need to adjust. If you really want to reach your ceiling, which I know you do, and you're a very good player mechanically, I mentioned this to you, you're very, very good mechanically. These are the things we need to work on. These micro adjustments right here. You're holding the angle. Perfect. You think they're coming through your left? Look at your centering right now. Right now, you should be preparing for this gunfight, but instead you're double tapping Y, you're sliding out, and he's right there. He ends up killing you, okay? So just micro adjustments there, be more ready. And now guess what? You guys get 2-pieced. They get the hill. You're seeing the domino effect is happening now. You're playing well overall, but now look, just from that one play, they now push through, they've got control of the hill. Now it's very hard for you to break it. You're going to go through and you get killed from another angle, and it's just a constant domino effect, okay? Now you lose the rest of the time. Let's see what happens there. I want to see you start to rotate towards P2 here.
I'm getting new here.
So right now I want to see you start to rotate towards P2. Again, at least send a teammate there. Good kill. There you go. That's fine. You're going to back away. Just like we mentioned earlier, you want to go to the right. So someone's actually on your left there. Let's see how you approach this. So you know he's going to be at the back here. Okay, so you don't know what side he's at. Great play. A little bit unfortunate. Yeah, I think that was unfortunate. To be honest, that was more of a good play from him. I think we can learn from that. Good play from that guy to kind of go through and just commit to it. I don't mind the play from you. Great slide, good mechanics. He just gets a headshot on you, which is quite unlucky. And now you spawn out. So I don't mind the actual play that you did there, but we have to talk about something, and it all comes down to this. But yeah, when you have 25 seconds left right now and you're the only one up, you need to realize that, okay, I need to watch the left there. Like, for me personally, I feel like it would have been way more beneficial for you to pick up the left there. In my opinion anyways, because if you pick up the left there, that you know no one's pushing through, you would have stopped that guy from pushing through. And again, it's all these micro decisions right now. In my opinion, especially with your teammates all dead here, if you go through this area here, by the time you get on the hill, like let's say you go right like you do, by the time you get on the hill, you're probably going to get about 15 seconds, okay? You maybe get 15 seconds. But I would have preferred you at least checking the left, making sure no one's overextending. Then if you decide to back away and help them, at least you've realized you've covered this left area. Let me show you what I mean. Let me show you what I mean for a second. We back away, go back to Rio hardpoint. You see this side of the map, right? If I'm the red team and I have to push through, let's say I'm standing at the edge of this wall right here. By the time I reveal myself, okay? For me to get from here to here is a good like 7 seconds just running, okay? So my point is this. If you were to go around this corner, so if you were sitting, let's say right there, and you don't see anyone in your sight, you don't see anyone, that means for the next, let's just say they come through boxes, for the next 4 or 5 seconds, they're not going to be pushing you. So you have 4 or 5 seconds if you want to make a play, maybe back around, go for a different angle, maybe go to the tank, whatever you want to do, right? You have a couple of seconds. The point is, it all comes down to timing. You going from here towards middle map, you completely open up this whole area. He ends up going through and sitting right there and ends up holding the spawns for the new hill. So he's playing for the future where you're playing for the current hill. Okay, and especially you being by yourself, it's very unlikely that you're ever going to break this by yourself. Like, I don't see a world where you break this without it being them massively trolling. So even if you do break this again, that's 15 seconds. No one's got the far left here, but you were the player there, so I think you could have been picking it up. Okay, bro, now we go through. So not only are you giving them the time here, not only are you giving them the rest of the time there, you've only got 12 seconds now. So like I mentioned, you're gonna get 15. You only get 12 seconds now, but you've given them the rotation. You've given them the rotation. You're finding this guy. This guy's played it fantastically. He's finessed you. He's gone through. I see what you're doing here. You're playing your life. You're trying to play your life well. You go through and he kills you. And now you're going to spawn out. So not only did you only get 13 seconds, you're now spawning on the other side of the map and they're going to get the hill here. So you see what I'm saying by the domino effect? Now against a better team, this is where they really punish you. This is where they really, really punish you. Let's see what you do here. So they've already got that 13 seconds back, by the way. They've already got that back. Unfortunately for them, they weren't able to hold it. So you guys end up breaking well. I think a really poor play from them. And you guys got away with it. I really do. I think against a better team, they don't let you guys have that. They don't let you guys have that wave. That you guys broke it in one wave, which I think against a better team won't really happen. So again, just a thing to be a bit cautious about. Right now, look at your middle. Okay, he ends up pinching you. Again, just as a team, I think just holding middle a little bit more would be great. Let's see what you do here. So now you're spawning on the new hill. So you're going to go through. Again, right now, 15 seconds left. As soon as your teammates here, I would have backed away to boxes there. Me personally, I would have backed away to boxes right here. With 20 seconds left, like right now, as soon as my teammates get that kill, I'm backing away to boxes and I'm doing this. And this is, I think, a little bit different. Now, I'm not saying I'm in the right or you're in the right. I'm just saying this is what I personally would have done. You have 2 teammates right here. For the problem for me is there's 15 seconds left. How long's left? There's 17 seconds left. 17 seconds left, and this is your setup. There's 3 of you here. For me, this is a big issue. Why? Because your whole middle map's clear. Now, I know you go to intercept, you go through to intercept it, but what if they've already pushed through? What if 2 of them already pushed through? I would have preferred when you're stood here and your teammates got the kills, back away and hold middle from these steps here. At least stop them from getting up here. You see what I'm saying? At least stop them from getting up. I tell your teammate to push the left. That way, you're holding up more of a team force. Like, look at your map control now. This is what I would have preferred. This for me is good map control. That's not bad at all. But instead, this is what you had. Because you're sitting right there, if they push through middle now, your teammate, unfortunately, here is by himself. So even if you go to pick up this area here and you're watching the cut, it simply might be too late. They've simply already pushed through and you're only going to get the players spawning up now. So it all comes down to the timings. Timings are very, very important. I understand what you did. You made a good play in terms of picking up the middle, but timing wise, the last guy could have gone through. Luckily, your teammates get a 2-piece there. I didn't realize that he gets a 2 and one more goes through. So I think in this case, you're actually okay. Because of the numbers, you're okay. It ends up working out all right. But again, just being a bit more cautious because of the very high chance they could go through there. So right now you're going to go across. You're going to watch the left here. And you just can see how the spawns work. Once again, you guys give up the map control and then coming behind you. So I think as a team, just picking up the right areas. You guys are constantly leaving gaps there. Like right there is a perfect example of a hill. You guys should never have lost spawns. Like never, ever, ever lost spawns. But you have too many gaps. You left a gap at boxes. You left a gap at middle, just like we mentioned earlier, and then up getting through. So in this lobby, you're getting away with it. But against Crimsons, you're not going to get away with it. Right now, they have the setup. So you want to work as a team. You want to go through together. You want to use your SMGs to go in front of you. You are an assault rifle player. You don't want to be the entry player. But you're going to jump in by yourself and jump in. Again, it works out there against a Platinum. Against a Crimson, you're not winning that if they're ready for it. So let me go through this again. Really, really important. Right now, you're by yourself with an assault rifle. Why not? Why not wait? Why not wait for your teammate? Instead of standing where you are now, why not take this angle on the right and just like watch over that window? You see, watch over that window because you know they're going to be coming through there. And those are the small adjustments I want to see you make. All right, bro? Because look at this.
Yo, Scum's one shot.
Right now, it's right now. You are sprinting around a corner. If I pause this right now and I said to you, who should win this gunfight? Me, Astra in this case, or my enemy? My enemy should win this. The fact that you won this was a good reflex play from you, but it was a bad play from them. Now that's my point. If you die now, your teammates like behind you, just wait a few more seconds, okay? Go with them. You're one shot, you're going through, and again, you get away with it in this lobby, and that's what it comes down to. You get away with it in this lobby. That's the second break you guys have made when they've had a full hill control. Why? Because they want a great team. They weren't able to hold the hill too well. So I want to see you be a bit more cautious because you're up by 60. But in this game, you could have easily been down based on how much hill time they've had, okay? Individually, gun skill wise, I'm not seeing an issue with you. You're winning so many gunfights. Your shot is smooth. It's a really, really fun POV to watch. You're actually a very, very good player. It's a fun POV to watch, okay? Right there, you're watching middle again. That was fine. But you're tweaking again. Same thing. Sometimes have confidence in your decision. That was fine what you're doing. Again, you almost died there because you second guessed yourself. It was absolutely fine watching middle. But now look, right there, like you were fine watching middle. This was irrelevant. You just going here and doing nothing and going back. And you almost got caught off guard. Imagine if he was 2 seconds faster. Imagine if this player was 2 seconds faster. Guess what? You're dead right now. Imagine if he got to this head glitch. Instead, like right there. Imagine if he was one slide faster. He kills you because you're second guessing yourself. So don't do that. Be confident in your decision. You fry him. You win that gunfight. You probably shouldn't have. You go through. And now look. Now you've switched position. That's fine. But you were okay where you were. You were absolutely fine. Again, that head glitch on your right. Let's play the head glitch. Let's play the car on your right. You need boxes control here. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. I think as an AR, you could also tell your teammates just sit on hill, just watch over them from the power position. I think that's another thing you could do a bit better. I feel like you're trying to get a bit too mixy sometimes. I think you're okay in power positions. I really do. Like right now, for me, there's no reason why you can't just go on that tank. There really isn't. Like that tank is so good. Like for me, there's no reason why you can't sit on this tank, watch that cross, and just double it with your teammate. Like right there, just sit on that tank. Instead, you push through, you get into the action, you get mixy. You could have got that kill from the tank. And then all you do is this. You sit on the tank, you tell this teammate to stay here, and you guys watch the cross together. Then your other teammate picks up boxes. You see what I'm saying? And right now, I would rather this setup. Where are you? This is the setup I would rather. I would rather your teammate sitting on the hill, like around, like maybe prone here, or even sitting behind the van or whatever, like sitting on a corner. Like, okay, I'll tell you why I would have preferred this. This is a good setup. Imagine you had a teammate sitting in here. You are sitting in this top van area. Let me back away slightly, and I'll show you how it looks in game. Make sure the tap maps is okay. Okay, there we're good. Right there. So imagine you're on that tank right there, okay? You're on the tank on the right that we just mentioned. Your teammate is on the floor here, watching this cross. Now, this is really important stuff. When you're on the tank, you can see this whole cross. So you'll be able to call out to your teammate when they go to the left room. And if they're weak, by the time they slide in to get away from you, your teammate will be able to kill them, first of all. Second of all, you guys can do, your setup will be in such a way where they won't be able to like they basically won't be able to get away without getting shot from one of you. And then your other teammate right here can simply watch boxes. So you guys have everything. You guys have this whole area. You have good map control. Then your teammate spawning up can pick up your middle flank. That's it. Nice and simple setup. You guys don't have anything overcomplicated. You're chilling. You have good elevation, a good head glitch, and you stop them from going through. Instead, look at this. You get a kill and you jump off. You don't need to jump off here. Now look, now you guys are in the action. Like right now, right there. Why not tell your teammate to sit where you are now? Imagine if your teammate was in this head glitch where you are now, and you were sitting on the van behind them, and you were both just watching this cross. Like you and your teammate were both watching this cross. Anyone that slides out would die to you because you have 2 MCWs pre-aiming them. That's it. But instead, look, your teammate dies. So that's what you need to be better as, in my opinion, as a leader, as an AR player. Say, yo, sit on this right head glitch. I've got over you. Don't overchow. Because your teammate dying now overchows. You leave this position, you get one. You leave the position, you give it up to go to the left. You didn't need to do that. Again, you were in a great position there. Just hold your angle. No one's pushed through. Just sit there and hold the angle. But now you go through, you get cameraed, he takes you out. You get cameraed, you go through, and then it makes it more mixy, okay? You're still going to hold the hill, but it makes it more mixy. 25 seconds. You have 3 teammates on that hill. Let's start rotating there. Let's start rotating. We don't need to be here. I don't mind you here for a second, but we need to rotate in a second. As soon as we get these kills, we should rotate. I personally would have preferred the rotation earlier, but I don't mind it. Considering your teammates died, it's okay. You go through. Again, you get one. I was going to say that I think I saw him on the map earlier, so I would have predicted that, but I see what happened there. 2 go down. Again, rotation right now has to be about rotation. Okay, that's fine. At least you're rotating. You see that hold middle map. Great 2-piece. Again, look what happened when you're playing together. Fantastic 2-piece. The third's on your right here. Oh my god, like that's a gunfight you shouldn't win. For me, that's like it's a great gunfight from you. Insane mechanics, but again, reaction wise, like you're gonna lose those against better players, okay? So just be a bit cautious there, bro. Like look at that. That was insane reaction out of you. That's just not a consistent way to win it, but it's an insane reaction. Really good gunfight there. Really good gun skill from you. Go through again. Great play. Look at this angle you're taking. Now this is what I wanted to see earlier. So exactly what you're doing now is what I mentioned earlier. I wanted to see you do this earlier when you could have rotated, and stuff like this I want to see you do earlier. Rotate more early. Look at your mini map. You need to be telling your teammate, someone pick up middle, someone pick up middle, someone pick up middle. You go through, that's fine. Tell someone to pick that up. Tell someone to pick that up. But instead you're both watching the same angle. This is the issue. Look at that. That's a perfect example of the issue. You guys are playing as a 4-stack. I want to see you, because I'm coaching you as the leader. I want to see you tell your teammate, yo, pick up middle right now. Hold middle. Don't push out. Tell this guy, don't push out. Hold my middle. That's it. This guy needs to play his life. He ends up dying. Tell the other guy, pick up my middle. I've got the push. Just stay down and you command your troops. Because you're not communicating, because you guys aren't saying anything, you're both standing on the same spot. And they come behind you. This can never happen, man. This can never happen. Look at your minimap. He's right there. He ends up being right behind you, and you guys lose your setup. You're playing golds and platinums here, so you're getting away with it. Against crimsons and diamonds and iridescents, which I think you can get to, we cannot be making these mistakes, okay, bro? We really can't. Go through. Again, same thing now. Now you're by yourself. You get outnumbered. You're going across. This is fine. This is a good play. In terms of the angle, I would have preferred a different angle. Let's see what happens there. Same thing. You're in a fine position. Stay where you are. Hold your angle. You're just running at them again. Like right now, you know where they are. Get your MCW out and hold this angle. Get your MCW and hold the stairs. But look, you're running at them, and you die. And then now you've lost all your position.
Yo, I just got baited. Yo, that's insane.
Okay, bro. So sometimes you're in a, yeah, you're frying them gun skill wise, but sometimes your pacing's all over the place. See that? See how you're watching the front? That's fine. This is great. Look at that. You watch the front, good kill. You know they're behind you. This is fine. Again, you're watching the middle now. Great play. You slide cancel. Fantastic play. You're gonna back away, sit on the hill now, put a trophy down, and this is fine. You end up closing the game. I assume you close the game here. I hope you close the game here. Perfect. So you end up closing the game out, which is great. Really good stuff there. I actually do want to see. Oh, there's no scoreboard on there. Okay, there's no scoreboard on there. Which doesn't really matter, but yeah, overall, man, mechanic wise, this guy's frying. This guy's disgusting mechanics wise. I just don't think he needs to be in platinum. I think he can easily be in like crimson, man. For me, mechanics wise, he should be in crimson. And yeah, there's no doubt about mine, it should be in Crimson, but it just comes down to game awareness. I think one thing, Astro, is like the fact that you're 4-stacking. I think this game should just be a lot more smoother, bro. A lot more smoother. Like when you're 4-stacking, this game should never be this close. In my opinion, when you're 4-stacking and you have this level of skill, you should just be frying them. It should be constant setup, should be easy rotations, because you won by 50 points, but there was at least 3 hard points they had, and you guys broke with the first push, right? So imagine if they held one of those. It's a completely different game, because you guys lose 20 points, they gain 20 points, and it's neck and neck. Okay, YouTube, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to drop a like. If you guys want coaching yourself, hit me up on Discord and I will give you guys a coaching session. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys for another video tomorrow. Peace.